You are tuning into
Hello, everyone. It is a new episode here in Enderun Unmuted, and I am actually very excited to have this episode because this is actually something that touches a very big part of my life. Orgs. Now, I'm not sure if everyone here knows yet, but I have spent practically my whole high school life indulging in numerous orgs. It was like every other day I was excused from class because I had an event to host, a proposal to submit, a performance to do, something to borrow. Needless to say, it was actually very hectic. So, how about you guys?
Honestly, I only have like I can already tell that Reese has a lot of orgs that she has joined for this school year, right? Can you like name us a few orgs that you indulge in this school year, Reese?
For Enderon, I'm actually a part of right now Exicom. That is one high. LIKHA, Inc. and Connect. How about you, Rafa? Rafa, do you have something you
oh
want to
my,
share about your
that is
orgs?
a lot. But yeah, actually, okay, so I have this memory, I have this experience I just want to share. Because when I was in grade 10, because like in my previous school, we didn't really have orgs. Like equivalent of our orgs were clubs. And like we had photography club, dance club, movie club, like, and a lot more. So at the start of the school year, we're required to sign up for clubs. And my friends wanted all of us to be together for clubs. So they were like planning it like, oh, let's sign up for this, let's sign up for that. And I had this bright idea. I was like,
Oh.
why not sign up and let's all join cooking club? And my friends were like, we can't tell if you're serious or not. So come sign ups. I was literally the first one in line for cooking club, and I signed all of my friends up. But
Is
and I know, and then
Well,
take note, I have no background in
sure.
cooking. I
it
have
Well,
out of their consent? Did they
well, with
consent
your
to
consent,
oh yeah,
did
yeah.
you ask your
I
friends?
knew they would be okay with it. I had a feeling they'd be okay with it, but I did get their consent in a way. So fast
this?
forward to the club itself. Okay, the first day we had this major activity that was presented to us. It was done by groups. It was like this booth thing where we had to sell food to our other to the whole high school. We had to sell food booth. We had to make a food booth. So one group had this like these Korean members and they were literally so extra. Like their booths sold kimchi rice, bibimbap, and everyone was raving about it, even the teachers. And then there was us. Like I remember me and my friends literally pull up there selling fish balls, squid balls, cheese sticks, and this lumpia thing that I even forgot what was inside it. But yeah,
Huh?
we were told that we had to prepare everything on the day itself. So in our minds, we chose this because it would be the most practical thing. Then come the day itself, we see these other booths like have these food trays of kimchi, bibimbap, all ready to just scoop and serve. Then
Oh.
there's us. I don't know if you can imagine it, but we're there. Imagine us frying fish balls, squid balls in the hallway of our school at 8 in the morning, Master Chef style.
But
Like,
I think it's
At
a
least,
great way to
at least
market
you're standing
how
out.
like your
dude,
marketing strategy is like playing with the sensory of your customers. Like, ooh, the smell of Filipino food. I think that's
that
what
is
the
true.
your
That is
customers
true.
will go
Literally in
for.
the morning when the
You're
students come in
standing out.
walking, they just smell the food in the hallway. Like the hustle was real. And I remember the whole time we were doing this, all my friends were like, whose bright idea was it to sign up for cooking club? And I was just there like,
Rafael
it's
Dato.
it's okay, guys. It's okay. I was like, it's okay. We're already here. Let's talk about it later. But I just want to say that at the end of lunch, we were all sold out, and I was like so smug. I kept telling him, I was like, see, kimchi rice, bibimbap, all these things have nothing on us. But yeah, overall, our booth was a hit. And yeah, I think that was one of the most memorable experiences I've had when it comes to like org or club life. So yeah.
Honestly, my organization life just became active because of Enderun colleges. Like, I think we can all agree that even though our Enderun experience is like online, it's still enjoyable because of the people, the faculty, and not to mention the organizations that are available to us. Like, I am aware that in my when Enderun colleges introduced themselves to us in our school fair, right? They presented the different organizations they have, like Ari, Artemis, Likha. Oh, Likha wasn't there yet, but like but they introduced another the economics Enderun League. Is anyone familiar with that organization?
What?
Yeah, and we also have Enderun Connect, like what Reese has mentioned. And actually, today for this episode, we have another special guest, which is none other than the student leaders of the senior high school registered student organization. Let's give it up for Ari, Digest, LIKHA, Esports, and Exicom.
Hi everyone, thank you for having me in this very exciting segment. I am Donabel Magsino at Para Regayuba's Vice President. Now, I want you to imagine walking down a path without a clear place to go, maps, and even signs. You'll be walking for hours non-stop without knowing why, and you'll be lost and exhausted from doing so, right? That's why a clear mission and vision is integral for us to define our goals and to give us a purpose. In that sense, ARI aspires to improve the student's social life by creating effective strategies and business opportunities. ARI as an organization also aims to help out communities through the profits earned from the projects and events held. Now I'm giving the floor to Jana. Hi, Jana.
Hi, that was a really great introduction.
Thank you.
First of all, good day to everyone watching this. My name is Jano. I am the president of Enderun Digest, a student-led org that actually dwells on food-related issues and food sustainability. We do a lot of interactive webinars and mukbangs too. So if you're interested in food-related videos, go ahead and check our chat and other stuff too, actually.
And we have our next president, LIKHA. From LIKHA, Nicole.
Hello, I'm Nicole Yabut and I am here today on behalf of LIKHA, actually a Filipino word that means to create. And we established LIKHA to allow students like me to express and foster an appreciation towards performing arts, and that includes vocals, instrumentals, dance, and theater.
And I'm sure everyone else knows this. I am the president of Exicom, or the executive committee. So formally speaking, the executive committee slash Exicom is the representative of the SHS student body, as well as role models that establish the prestige of Enderun SHS community. Informally, we are the people you see every Friday. I feel like everyone's probably tired of our faces and our voices, especially mine. So yeah, that is Exicom, or I guess you can also say student government. Next up, Rafa, if you're here.
Yes. Hi guys, I'm Rafael Dato, the president and founder of Senior High School Titan Esports Club. You guys are probably familiar with me already if you've been tuning into this podcast, but yeah, I'm here today as a guest and as a representative of SHS Titan Esports Club. Something about our club is that compared to most orgs that are here right now, we're still relatively new. And being in our infancy stage, our main goal as a club is to cater to those who have a passion for gaming and to really just provide them a venue to decompress, make new friends, and have fun through various activities. So yeah, now that we've met the guest, Wency, would you take it away?
Actually, from what I can see right here, everyone here is student leaders, and it's great to see you guys outside academics pursuing your own interest. And I feel like aside from pursuing our interests outside of academics, it also enhances our skills and not to mention de-stress, like the esports and LIKHA, you can like sing your heart out. Yeah, I like how your introductions are very empowering, and I can really feel that each of you embody the student leadership. Anyways, these are for our viewers, for those who are interested. These are just some of the organizations present in senior high school. There are like a lot more: MUN, ELAO, Lux Luxus. So if you guys are interested in checking those out, you can use the Enderun app for that. Anyway, to get the ball rolling for this episode, let's start with our icebreaker. If you guys are you guys familiar with the put a finger down TikTok trend?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well
We'll
familiar
be
with that.
having that today in this episode. It will be it's a basis of our never have I ever RSO edition. We'll be exposing you, guys. I'm kidding. I'm joking. It's just like exposing your reality as a student leader in the virtual setup. So, are you guys ready to hear out the mechanics?
Wait,
Yeah.
clarification.
Sounds good.
We win
Clarification.
something? Like, can I win something? Or
You're
is there
gonna win.
Yeah, is there a prize?
Yeah, is there
Here's a prize. My love. Yeah, I'm stealing Reese's line from the previous episode. Speaking of the previous episode, if you guys haven't checked that out, you should. Anyway, the mechanics for this game is very simple. Everyone here can easily follow. You'll be given a few scenarios, and it's related to student leadership, overall student experiences, and you need to put one finger down per scenario that you can relate to. Be honest, okay, guys. Integrity as a student leader. The person with the most fingers down or left will be the winner of the game. And if you're asking what's the prize, Milo, like Reese. Okay. Are you guys ready? So put your finger up.
Yeah,
I want, your arms will probably so after this game. I'm kidding. Okay, let's start with number one. Never have I ever slept through class or a webinar. Come on, guys, you have to be
Wait,
honest
I
with
think
me.
everyone did this already. I did this
Yeah.
already.
Guys would be lying if you said you didn't.
It's okay. I think every student can relate to this. Even I do that.
Rafa!
I mean,
Rafa!
I don't attend the webinar if I won't be able to. I'm so
okay.
scared of getting called. I would rather not attend than sleep through it
I
because
think
I'm so
everyone
afraid
is
to
guilty
get
about this
called.
part.
I mean, if you've done it accidentally, no one is gonna judge you.
Yeah.
I really haven't because
See, everyone
I'm
is-
so scared of getting called. Like that
Guys,
moment.
there's chaos with
Expected of Rafa.
Anyway, we have here number two. Never have I ever eaten secretly without the teacher's permission, face to face and online. I know there are some
I'm
students
definitely guilty about this.
class who's
I've
like,
eaten online. I haven't eaten face to face. I don't think I can try face to face. I don't think
What?
I can.
You're missing out.
Yeah,
I'm always
yeah.
for eating in class every time.
I feel like Jana
I eat
is like your
online.
seatmate that will have like the stove.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
in
literally
class.
that seatmate that has a stash of food for everybody in class. Like if you go to my locker, it's not books, it's food. I
No,
even
that
brought
one-
my kettle to class for ramen station.
See, everyone here's a foodie. See, it's expected from the president of Enderun Digest to
Mm,
always
Exactly.
Wait, Rafa, be honest. You sure you haven't eaten like
I
during
have.
online class either? Oh, right.
have.
Okay. I didn't see your finger.
Number 4, never have I ever procrastinated a task. I think everyone does this. Come on, guys.
Yeah, everyone does it.
Procrastinate. Rafa, you would
At
be
one
lying.
point
if
or another. At one point.
Everyone procrastinates.
Just calling Rafa out.
Like, I feel so attacked right now. I feel so targeted. Is this
Everyone's
from
attacking
Is this
Rafa right
from
now.
Is this from last
Okay.
episode, Wency? No, I'm kidding.
Okay, the next one. I'm sure like the next one is probably something everyone does because it's you'll know it. Never have I ever scrolled on social media while someone's speaking on call, be it a teacher or you're in a meeting. Or like you're probably scrolling on TikTok,
YouTube count?
YouTube, yeah, Instagram, scrolling while
Yes,
you're in a
always.
meeting.
Oh yeah. Oh my
At
god.
the
Bro.
What are social medias you guys open in class? I mean during class, like Messenger, probably Messengers like
Yeah,
this.
Is this the part where we
YouTube
vlog our
Messenger.
social medias? Is this where we vlog
Messenger.
our social media?
On Instagram.
Messenger.
I feel
I'm sure
all of
Messenger.
us
Like in class, you guys
just use
text. I do.
Messenger.
We
When
all
something's
come
funny,
on.
like come on. When something's funny and you can't laugh it out in class, you just laugh in Messenger.
Mhm.
Yes, especially since you can't use the Zoom private chat
Yeah.
anymore. You go on Messenger.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Okay, next one. This is the next one. For especially student leaders. Everyone here is student leader practically. So never have I ever practiced my dialogues before I present myself in a meeting. You can be honest. It's so funny, guys. Very humans. It shows
To
you
be honest,
or
yeah, I've done
In a
it.
meeting or like in an event?
in a meeting. In a
For an
meeting.
event, yes.
In a meeting, just a meeting.
No.
Oh wait, a
Really?
meeting, no.
No.
Oh, in
I
a
really
meeting?
no.
Yes, Reese, in a meeting.
I mean,
Rafa?
I can't tell if it counts.
I think I did. Like, it just comes naturally. Like, you're just there. Like, when you're
Yeah.
about to speak, you just find yourself talking to yourself. You're like, you know, like I think I do it subconsciously.
I don't know
Okay.
if it counts. If it counts,
Right,
if
I
it
think
counts
so
in the
too.
agenda.
Like Rafa's just really eloquent even in class, especially in like Sir June's class. For real.
Yeah, Rafa, do you practice?
It goes
Like,
on for 10 minutes.
Do you practice that? Oh,
No,
God.
it's like
I feel
the
like
thing
you
is,
guys
all just comes to my head like before when I enter the class and I see Sir June there, I'm just like, okay, wait, what was again? Did he talk about last meeting? Oh yeah, this. And I end up like just
But we're
mouthing
so
it to
thankful
myself.
for that, Kaya. We're really thankful for that because like you literally save a lot of students from getting hot seats.
Yeah.
Oh
Mm.
my, well,
And
I'm
phone
glad I'm
calls,
doing something
like,
right.
Yes, you are.
Now we all know that Rafa is that kid who is volunteering first for every meeting. Okay, this one. The next that we have on the list is probably you guys. I know subconsciously you guys do this.
What?
You're lying if you're not. Okay. Never have I ever looked for a crushie in a virtual assembly, meeting, or webinar. Come on, you guys are probably looking out for. Ooh, she's pretty. She's hot.
Okay, yeah.
Oh.
You should have seen me during NSO, like when we first came here. You should have seen me.
When I was in
Oh my
Digest,
God.
everyone in Digest is so pretty. Like even like the
What?
panel that was interviewing me, I was in awe with their visuals. I was like, am I in the right grade up?
You're
Everyone was
pretty
so
too,
pretty.
Jana.
Look at Rafa! Rafa!
Rafa?
Happened. That's so
Rafa?
online.
Rafa, I don't know what
Okay,
to
okay.
say.
Maybe face to face when you're looking through the classroom doors, but not through a webinar.
Really? Well, I doubt that. Is it because you're loyal, Char? I'm kidding.
Whoa, whoa, that's a different topic already, Wency.
Okay,
Go back to the last episode, Wency, to our
Let's move on to
episode.
the next question before we goes any further. Okay, never have I ever crashed into or joined the class of another grade level or section. I know you guys
Oh
did
my
this
god.
without me.
Oh my god, Raz made
You're
me
saying
do
you did this.
We
this
did
in
it.
Wency's
We
class.
did this,
We
In
did
Wency's
guys.
class. Sir,
Yeah.
We did this with Sir Jam, right?
Yeah.
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 This is both online and face to face.
Okay. I remember Jana. I remember seeing you in my
Yeah.
organization.
Raz made me do it. She said, I don't know, Jana joined because they might like you. I was like, I swear if Sir Joseph gets mad at me.
Last two questions, guys. Never have I ever made chismis or chica with a teacher. I think we did
Always,
this.
I always do Chico with teachers.
The whole Rafa, if you say no to this, we're like,
Let's
we
go
have
to
this
the
like every after
Rafa,
Let's
episode.
just make everything solid.
That is true.
Okay, last. I think we can move on to the last question. Never have I ever written a note to someone I like or slid into their DM. Oh,
It's supposed to be about student leadership.
Student
It's
leadership,
supposed to be
guys.
about student leadership.
Wait. Be honest. Getting too personal. Oops. Sorry.
I don't chase.
Why-
I'm sorry.
why
I
is it
don't
like
chase
this?
people. I want them to approach me first. I'm talking to
Did you
someone
hear that?
specifically
Okay,
here.
taking notes. Don't worry.
Oh,
You guys,
okay.
you guys are so sneaky. Are you guys each other sneaking?
It's like,
Whoa, is that the last question already?
Yeah, and that I think that marks the end of our icebreaker. At least our viewers have gotten to know what these student leaders are behind. Very no, I wouldn't say the next one. Okay. Anyway, since we've touched up some scenarios in the icebreaker, you guys can put your finger down.
no.
Okay.
Hey, who has the most finger down? You guys can still remember.
I
I
have
had like
Yeah,
have
the next
Four.
half, we love.
I have three.
Guess mine.
Oh yeah, guess Nicole's.
Guess Nicole.
That's a whole nother game.
No.
Guess Nicole's.
Zero.
Nicole, I
Two.
Two?
Yeah.
So you're the winner.
You
Congratulations.
win
Actually,
Wency's love.
actually,
You win Wency's love.
Congratulations.
actually have one left. One
Oh,
finger
one
left.
last.
Whoa, what was that? What was
What
that?
did you not do?
Oh,
Dang.
that's right.
What?
What did you not do?
What did you not do? Yeah.
Actually forgot. Wait. Yeah, I actually forgot. Unfortunately,
It's
such a
okay.
goldfish.
Okay, Nicole. Now that we've touched up some parts of the online reality, how is like the student life experience outside academics for you guys, and especially in the setup we are? Let's hear it from Ari.
Well, without a doubt, life has been quite unhinged because of the pandemic, and the student life has been really different compared to in person classes. And the extracurricular activities we have now are mostly not the kinds that we were once accustomed to, right? Pre pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Nonetheless,
Yeah.
I would say that being part of different organizations in a virtual setup is definitely a breather for me because it allows me to like work on my creativity and develop other skills that aren't motivated by the desire to have good grades, but by the willingness to serve other people. So yeah, that's pretty much how student life has been for me.
Well, yeah, I definitely agree with Donna, but it has been like a big shift with the online setup. We did miss on that like whole senior high experience,
We
the
definitely.
active app activities that we were so used to like pre-pandemic. And it's kind of like different socializing upfront and hanging out with your friends. And maybe hopefully when the COVID cases do mellow down, we could actually like get together as titans and have fun activities like within the promise of Enderon.
Hopefully.
One day. Manifesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hopefully soon.
manifesting that
Hopefully
future
soon.
King
manifesting.
of
Before we
like,
leave high school. It's our last year. of
Fingers
high school.
crossed.
Last few months though before we graduate.
No,
oh
We have
my god, don't
We're
say that!
not
No!
ready.
we're leaving Enderun Unmuted. We're leaving our orgs. No.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh.
Life is
sad.
just so
But it is
insane.
sad.
It's just live.
Oh. Oh, right. Oh, speaking of like very fun activities, so something that I really enjoyed, well, not really enjoyed, from time to time I did find it annoying, I'll be honest. Something that I did like feel nostalgic about when it came to face-to-face activities is running around the campus. So basically, whenever there's an event, you have to go through like all the gritty work. You'd have to book rooms, you'd have to borrow props, you'd have to time in, you have to go with, for me personally, I'd have to go through like every head teacher office to get approvals, signatures, and I do that during my break. And since the campus was admittedly really big, I was tired like by the end of break, and you would see me sweating when I entered the classroom. So moving on to the virtual setup, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually missed doing that, doing these face-to-face activities that we can't do online made me feel very nostalgic. It made me feel really sad because I didn't realize that the little things that I hated or like found annoying back then would make me miss it, especially something as tiring and something that made me induce sweat. Like I'd never imagined myself saying, "Dang, I miss running around." Like no, especially me. I do exercise, but if I had the ability to just like stay in bed, I would do that. Like no cap. So moving on to a virtual setup, I do agree with everything else, but it just really makes me miss like the little things that we got to do um, during face-to-face classes like prior to the pandemic. For me, it just makes me really sad thinking about it. So hopefully, like as everyone has said, hopefully we can do that all again. Like in the last few months we have here as high school students because we're
That
graduating. Oh my
that is
Yeah,
true. You know,
agree.
let me just say I relate so much with Reese when she talked about the running around campus when it was face to face. Because my previous school was a building, so it was 8 floors, and after classes during extracurricular time, they'd off the elevator. So let's say we need to get approvals or something, we have to take the stairs like from sometimes it'll be on the eighth floor, then you'd go down to the registrar at the third floor, and then you go to the
Never.
canteen in the second floor, and it would just be so tiring. So I really relate to that, and I guess I also kind of miss it, you know. But when it comes to the student life experiences in general, I think, yeah, like as Donabel, Jana, and Reese mentioned, I think we all share similar sentiments. That interaction when it's face to face compared to online is just really different. Because in a way, like this online setup, you're really limited with the projects you can execute and the things you can do. And overall, it just hits different. It feels different, you know. But in relation to Senior High School Titans Esports Club, I think out of everyone here, our club really benefited the most from the shift to the online setup. Because over the course of the pandemic, like esports and gaming in general really just, how do I say this? Became more accepted in a way. Like now you see schools more like their schools are actively organizing competitions and just really supporting esports nowadays. And yeah, personally, I feel really lucky to be part of a school like Enderun, who really not only gives you top notch academics, but also allows you to just express yourself through these
Yeah.
orgs they give, even if it's just even if we're doing it through a virtual setup. Don't you guys agree?
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
definitely. Like the support system that everyone has, it's just great.
Mm-hmm.
Totally makes your Android experience worthwhile. So I can agree to everyone. Like I think the physical aspect is what we miss the most in the physical traditional classes. But when it comes to your academics, how do you balance your academics and extracurricular activities? You can start with the president of the CAT.
Okay. Okay, so well for me, I don't really think that I balance my life well. Unfortunately. Yeah, I feel like
Totally
how do you
valid.
balance yours, guys?
Well,
Because I
well,
don't think I can judge mine to be balanced.
no, actually, it's totally valid. Just like what Nicole said, I don't really have that, so-called schedule for everything because I literally just cram anything that I have on my plate as of the moment. Like I'm not that perfect like student. That, okay, I get things done easily. No, I cram everything.
I like how honest you guys are
Yeah.
because like
We're
same.
practicing honesty and
Mm.
integrity,
Guys,
guys.
we're
Yeah,
human too,
We're
guys.
practice
We're
true,
honesty,
human
guys.
too.
Hey,
true
We're
role models.
let's
True
be
role
I
models.
want us to be realistic here. Like we're not
yeah.
perfect. We're not
No,
robots that are like inclined to do work 24/7. So
far,
it's okay
far
to be totally
perfect.
realistic and be human.
What about you, Donabelle? You were saying something. I feel like you want to chime in. I feel like you have
Yeah.
something to,
Yeah.
to
I
say.
feel like Donna has a lot to say.
Yeah,
Honestly, even though we're like student leaders, we are still students. Like students, real students. And we don't have everything together all the time, right? But you
Yes.
know what I try to like do for balancing everything as much as I can, huh? Given how hectic our schedule is right now. I try to like list down everything, what needs to be done and the deadlines that comes along with it. And then I try to sort out the activities based on their importance and urgency so that I may attend to it as much as possible and as early as possible. But there will be days naman na you just want to cram everything and just get it over with.
Amen.
Yeah. No, I really
I relate.
agree when Donovan said that we're just students. Like at the end of the day, we're students. And for
Mhm.
me, I think we got to remember that there's a reason why these things are called extracurriculars. Emphasis on extra, meaning it's on top of our regular activities. And the words like student leader, student athlete. Notice how student comes before both leader and athlete.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, our academics should always come first. And this is something I always remind myself with, even like since pre-pandemic, because being a part of the varsities in my old school, I remember how we'd have like varsity trainings till 8 in the evening. So I really had no choice but to budget my time. And given this, I think it really comes down to two things when it comes to balancing your academics with your extracurriculars. It comes down to time management and dedication because at some point you have to ask yourself, how dedicated are you to this and how much time are you willing to sacrifice for it? This is something I really consciously practice ever since. And I think now that we're in an online setup when we tend to lose track of time, I think now time and dedication really play a more crucial role. But me saying this though doesn't it's not meant to diminish the importance of extracurriculars because I know that these things are equally as important in our growth. It's really just how would I put it? It's really just a matter of establishing our priorities. Don't you guys think so?
Yes, I agree.
I
Especially
Yeah,
everyone
definitely.
here, everyone here is like has a life outside school. It's like it's all about managing your schedule. Yes,
Mhm.
Reese.
Okay, sorry. Um, just to go off of where Rafa was heading, like I guess I'm also on, like in the same road where he is at right now. I won't be I won't sugarcoat anything I'm gonna say right now. Whenever someone does ask me, how are you balancing your academics and extracurriculars? You always have so much on your plate. How are you doing this? Or how are you always 100% in what you're doing? The thing is, when it comes to joining orgs, the only way you're ever gonna be able to balance your academics and your extracurriculars or your co-curriculars is when you know that you're very sincere and that you're very passionate, and if it's in line with your goals. I'm not gonna join an org where I know I won't be happy in, because if I know I like this org, I know that I'm gonna be willing to compromise and willing to make amends. As Rafa said, I'm gonna be willing to budget my time, put this half for later, maybe scrap my free time and replace it with something else. Because at the end of the day, I know that I'm gonna be happy and I know that I'm gonna find fulfillment in
Mhm.
what I'm doing. So honest to God, like yes, you can time manage all you want. Yes, you can do this. You can have a whole organized Google Calendar. You can have a to-do list every day, a weekly one, a monthly one, whatever you guys think. At the end of the day, you're gonna find yourself in burnout. You're gonna be burnt out if you're not sincere and if you have genuine. If you're not sincere and if you are genuine with your intentions in the org you are, then at the end of the day, it's gonna be a lot easier to balance what you're doing within academics, within a classroom, with what you're doing outside with other people. So for me, that's the way to go. You
Amen.
want to
That's very
balance
You
insightful.
know, I
I
really
relate.
I
Like
really
Second
that.
like
that.
what you said because you know the saying like when you do something you love and you never have to work a single day in your life. You guys know that saying? It's
Yeah.
like
Yes,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
see on
definitely.
LinkedIn.
org should not feel like work. And just like we said, once you choose something you feel genuinely like you're genuinely passionate about the thing you choose, then you know it would feel a lot lighter on your plate. So yeah, I really like that. But I'm just curious, okay? Can you guys give us an idea, give the viewers an idea of how you do project planning and goal setting in your respective orgs, especially now that it's online? Like, okay, I can start. So for me,
go
okay,
around.
for a senior high Titan Esports Club, we're not really as rigorous as the other orgs because as I mentioned earlier, the main goal of our club is to just provide a venue for our members to decompress and have fun. And at this point, it's still relatively manageable considering we're still new to keep track of our activities and our respective tasks. We also make sure that, you know, to set expectations. We want to make sure that our expectations are clear to ensure that everyone is on the same page and working towards, you know, like the same goal. What about the other orgs? Anyone
Well,
of you can
Rafa, just to start off, I guess I can attest to this. However, I'm not saying this just to diminish everyone else or just to belittle all the other orgs, but Exicom is by far probably the most active RSO in senior high. It's constant meetings, it's weekly meetings. If not weekly meetings, it's bi-weekly. So far, we've never had a week where we missed a meeting, actually. It's activity after activity, approval after approval, revision after revision, and I have to admit it was really hard for me to try and keep in track of everything. But right now, for the online setup, I did have to make a few compromises just so that everything was in place. One thing that we do is have a to-do list. We have a to-do list for every single week, and then we also have a tracker to keep up with our progress, especially since we can't always update each other. So we have this whole Excel sheet of the things that we have to do, and we also have like links so that you guys can access where your progress is at. And then almost every week we're also asking, hey guys, where are we at with this? What is happening right now? And of course, I guess this is something that you should have when you are in an org is mindfulness, because for people who are constantly reminding each member, oh, you should do this, it does get tiring every now and then. So, as a member, regardless of whether you have a position or not, you have to be very mindful of deadlines. Like, you have to take the initiative to know that you have to finish this on time, because sometimes when you don't finish a task, other people can't either because they have to be waiting on you. So, mindfulness, to do lists, and an Excel sheet tracker, definitely for us, especially in Exicom. So, how about everyone else? I'm
Those
actually
are,
very curious.
those are great tips, Reese.
To get everything together in the Exicom.
It's actually
Yeah, we
really
can really learn a
accurate.
lot from Exacom.
You can learn a lot to watch an Exicom. But what Reese said is really accurate though.
You guys have any other tips, like for when you guys do your events, what you guys do in particular, especially for preparation?
Communication.
Yeah, communication is key, and
Well,
also constant reminders. And yeah, I can relate to you. I thought it was just me who sometimes feels like, what is there something am I missing? Like sometimes you cannot always put everything in a sheet. Like you need your other members to help you
yeah,
out. Honestly, if you don't have your members, like if I don't have you guys, especially in this podcast, can I just say if I don't have you guys, I
impossible.
wouldn't be able to handle this everything just by myself. So it's really important to be um independent, but also being dependent on your members, especially if you guys build that connection and trust between
Yeah.
you guys. That makes sense. What about Ari, Digest and
Well,
LIKHA?
Yeah.
for us, it's somehow similar to how Exicom does things because we also have our Excel sheets and Google Calendar. In fact, you can see a lot of notifications in a day with how active we are. If you could just see it, guys. But aside from having those kind of things, utilizing the internet and this technology, I think it is also important to note that it is essential to delegate tasks effectively to the right people for a certain job. So let's say, for example, in our org, we assign marketing committee to pub mats, shirt designs, anything visual, things like that. While as for finance, they are in charge of costing, payment tracker, and so on and so forth. So I think through that you can maximize the use of having committees in an org. So yeah, I think that's one of the things that we do to like effectively plan an event.
Optimizing everyone's skills is really needed, especially in the setup we have.
Yeah.
What about you, Jana? What about Digest? How are things
Well, I
done
think
there?
with what all you guys said, I think we can all collectively agree that these are like aspects that we need in an org, especially effective communication and transparency. Because I think a lot of the problems that is caused in an org is miscommunication. And we try to kind of improve that in Enderun Digest, where everything is like done in a consensus manner, wherein we won't do something without sending out approval forms. That way, we won't actually disagree with anything. So yeah, key is communication and transparency with a lot of things, especially for events and proposals.
Well, you know what? It's actually pretty the same. And yeah, we have everything. We have all of those that you mentioned. But one thing that I want to mention as well is this volunteering method that we have. Like I always want to be volunteering for tasks for event roles for um, subtasks that we have for a main task like a main project, and I want them to volunteer for these before like actually appointing them to do something, because I believe that it's better for them to be willing to do the task, for them to do it excellently, and have good events, good project.
Yes. I think in an org, if you're joining an org, you should have the initiative, like you know how to initiate. like you can volunteer for specific things you're well versed with, and that is really an important trait when joining an organization. And speaking of those tasks, since you guys have you share similar ways on distributing your tasks, what is like a memorable or most challenging task you guys have faced in your organization?
Oh, I have one.
Oh, I feel
Digest.
like Jana has something to
I
say.
want to
Go
hear
ahead.
from Digest.
That was like what Reese said. We did there was this situation where we did have to compromise for a lot of events that did not push through because of time constraint, and that really took a load enough, especially on the canvassing of proposals because like we were really in a rush and the academic workload was just too much. But gladly we were able to pull through with it and actually push through with the events.
How does Ari deal with tasks, especially if it's a big org? I think if your organization has big members, wide of members,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. Pero I want to share about like one memorable project, not like a
Okay.
single task, because this is something I really want to share with everybody. Because that one major project that we are quite proud of is the ARI merch, both from the last semester and this February as our Valentine special. Because well, through this project, we were able to work as one, as a team, in fulfilling our mission of opening doors of business opportunities for the whole ARI community. And the profit that we earn from the merch really is just a bonus for us, but we're really happy about it because we were able to catapult that to the figures that we actually hoped for, which enabled us to extend help to the victims of Typhoon Odette in our own little way. So I think that's one of the most memorable projects for us, well, among other things.
That's very, very quite meaningful.
It's really nice hearing that, all of these positive moments you guys have, like you guys just work together towards one goal really, Like for us, Titan Esports Club, we're still, as I mentioned, we're still relatively new, so we haven't been able to experience like any memorable moments. But I am, however, looking forward to making a lot of memorable moments with my club in the remainder of this semester. But with regards to the most challenging task, if you'd ask me what our most challenging task has been so far, it would probably be establishing our own identity while staying aligned with the vision of the college arm of Titan Esports. So yeah, for those who didn't know, we're just a senior high school arm of the actual college esports. But yeah, what about the others? What about Execom or Digest?
As for Exicom, the latest memory I have, or the most memorable one, is still relatively new. You guys didn't know, Exicom held a face-to-face event recently last December 17. Correct me if I'm wrong. And might I say that was probably the most hectic day of my life. I did not know what to feel about that. I guess it was more of I was feeling quite disappointed in myself because it has been a while since we had a face-to-face event. Especially for me, it's been almost 2 years, and I guess I've lost touch with how it works, and we didn't really have enough time to prepare, especially since that was during our finals week. So the turnout wasn't what I expected, and I was very disappointed in myself, most especially because um, I guess you could say it made me feel like I went back to zero because with all the experience I've had, not to be bragging, with all the experience I've had, you'd probably figure that I have everything in under control. I have everything like on the get go. It's something that's automatic. But because it is completely different the way things work face to face in Enderun and all the previous schools I've been in, all the previous orgs I've been in, I was still trying to get into the groove of face-to-face events in Enderun, and I probably set the bar too high for myself. And I don't know. I guess it was a learning experience for me. So although it isn't a positive, not exactly a positive note, it is something that proves that we as students, like as mentioned, we're really not perfect. We're gonna make mistakes no matter how much you think we have our lives together. We're gonna make a lot of mistakes, and we've made a lot, especially since this is my first time being president of student government. Um, I realized that I definitely have a lot to learn. So yeah, that
But
is
let me just say that the Christmas party was actually, I don't know, like just the mere fact that Execo that you and the entire Execom got to make it happen, given that the situation or like the situation we're in right now, I think I would say it was a very successful event. I just want to put it out
Same
there,
here.
especially as a like as someone who attended that Christmas party and seeing everyone for not for the first time, but seeing everyone and celebrating it with them in face to face was really memorable.
Even though I haven't been there, I can already tell that you guys had fun. So even if don't be so hard on yourself, Reese. You did your best, and everyone can see that.
wait,
And
I
Yes,
wasn't ready for this.
And now
yes.
part 10 of the first part of our episode 7.
Tune in next week, guys, for part 2. See you guys.